Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Player profile time here at BOARDMAN High School. And once again, legendary player, a young lady that has come onto the scene and is a household name everywhere on the network. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Sam Duble. How are you, young lady?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful, but not as wonderful as you. This team, but with this leadership, with these three seniors, you being one of them, has, I want to say outkicked their coverage, but to everybody in the locker room, this is no surprise what you young ladies have been able to do and accomplish this year. First time in 19 years, AAC championship. That was a goal. Check the box on that one. For you, what does it mean to be able to hang a banner in this gym, to be able to walk in this gym, point to it 20, 30, 40 years from now and say, that was part of something I was very, very much a part of?
I mean, it just means everything because these girls, they work so hard at practice. Outside of practice, we put in so much extra work. Just to be able to look up at that banner and be like, we worked for that. Like, we worked hard. We deserve what we put in. And it's just a very exciting thing. It makes me really happy.
One of the things I love about your story in particular is that you are a role player, right? And you have formed into a leader. We just talked to MC about her leadership journey. You have formed into a leader because when people were face guarding, double, triple teaming Mackenzie, somehow the ball always ended up in your hands and into the basket. I mean, effortlessly almost. And you have grown literally game by game by game to be Big Shot Sam. So when people are looking at Mackenzie, you're just sitting there wide open, just clapping like, hey, I'm here. Boosh, there it is. For you to have that clutch gene in your DNA, where does that come from? I mean, is that something you can work on? Is that something that you were born with? What was that?
I don't want to like put my brother's ego a little too high, but
Oh boy,
he can shoot the ball pretty good.
yeah.
And so maybe it is in the family,
There we
but
go.
I mean, before I used to I could not hit a 3-pointer for my life. I mean, I go and I just really used to work on just form shooting, basic shooting inside the arc. I mean, I used to just do pull-up jumpers, but when I was hurt, I spent a lot of time shooting, and I would shoot threes on one leg for some reason outside the arc, and I was like, oh, this is going in. I'm like, I wonder what happens if I shoot with two. So then I started kind of shooting more three-pointers when my leg got a little bit stronger, and it was going in, and I'm like, well, I should incorporate this in my game too, because, I mean, why not?
From an outsider's perspective, you started the year as a perimeter shooter, a sniper, if you will, right? The last week and a half, all of a sudden, you're in amongst the trees. You're down low. How your game almost went like reversed. You know, most people start inside and then gradually grow out. You started out, and then you're almost from a standpoint of confusing opposing coaching staffs because they're like, wait a minute, fives in where? So. Is that by design? Is that something that you've always had, and you guys are just hiding, trying to, I mean, I guess cat's out of the bag. You're trying to hide that for playoffs? What is that?
I mean, last year I felt like I would drive to the hoop a lot. I mean, I'd still shoot some threes, but I felt like this season I just kind of got more comfortable around the arc, and I wouldn't really try to get underneath the hoop. And my dad was like, Sam, you're kind of like easy to guard because you just stand there. But sometimes, they play out pretty far, so it's kind of harder to shoot when they're in your face like that. So sometimes you just have to find another way to create another opportunity to help score and help get your team up.
Confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much is confidence a part of basketball?
Oh, it's a huge part. Because knowing me, I get in my head a lot. And I've been trying to, like, hey, it's okay. Like, basketball is just a game of, like, a bunch of turnovers back and forth. I mean, anything can happen. You mess up, but you have another chance to go back on the other side of the court and fix your mistake. And I've gotten better with this, think of the next play. Forget what just happened and just go do your thing and have fun. Because when I'm having fun, that's when I feel like I'm playing my best. And I just got to remember, just let whatever happen go.
I have 7 years experience in talking to seniors and talking about leadership and talking about the bond that they share. I don't think I've ever seen a group of seniors this close that cares more about each other than they do about their own goals, aspirations, things of that nature. They care about the team and each other. Like I said, what is it about the three of you that allows you to do that?
We just love each other so much, and just being able to come and play with them in 5th grade it changed everything. When I met them, like, we just got along so well. We have great chemistry. Even 8th grade, 7th grade, I transferred to Boardman 8th grade year, and I finally got to play with those girls again. I had a year off 7th grade because I was at St. Charles, and just coming back to play with them was like the best thing ever. Because that chemistry was still there. We know where we're gonna be. We know how each other play. We pick each other up when maybe something's like not going our way. We're just always there for each other.
Is it a spoken thing, or can you read body language with Ken's and with MC and say, okay, I know that I've got to pick it up? Like, I recognize very quickly that you recognized the day that Mackenzie was double and triple guarded. You almost knew immediately that you had to step up your game. MC did the same thing. Is that something that, like, you talk about in the huddle, or is that just something you read on each other's face? Hey, I've got to step up in this time of need.
I think it's just something we just know. I mean, we just maybe give each other a look, and all right, we got it. It's okay. We're going to get Kenzie open when we can, and if she's guarding, we have to step up and make our shots too.
When the hammer came back, talk to me about what was going through your mind and these goals that seemingly felt, I mean, I'll be honest, I was hearing about that. I'm like, well, those are really big goals, really lofty goals. That'll be nice if it happens. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a minute, something's different. When Coach Hammerton stepped in, what did it do to this program?
I mean, it just flipped a switch. Having a ton of girls come back to our team, that changed so much because now we have more bodies that we can just rotate in and out of the games. If someone gets tired, hey, there's a sub, you get right back in. Everybody has a role on the team. In Hammerton, he finds, like, it's tough playing for him sometimes, but he just wants the best for you, and he really pushes you to get that best out of you on the court.
All right, I'm going to ask you a hypothetical question, right? The year is, it's 2024, so the year is 2045. 21 years later, you walk in that gym with your family. They're recognizing the 2024 AAC champion basketball team. What are you telling your family about this team? What do you want people to know that this team accomplished, that the legacy that they left behind, and you're going to tell your kids one day?
They're just an amazing group of girls, and I'd like to say we're family. That's what we are. We always have each other's back. Every practice, we're always pushing each other, working our hardest, because in the end, we all want to win. And I mean, if you want something, you can get anything you want in life if you just put the work in and the grind doesn't stop.
Where do you get your inspiration from?
I think my dad. He tore his ACL as well, and he had to put he didn't have much when he was growing up, so he had to find a way to do it on his own. And I look up to that because it's like if you really want something, you can make it happen.
How incredible is it that you as 17, 18 years old, right?
Yeah, 18.
So you look at, I know, I forget how old I am too. So when you think about 18 years old, what you're about to embark on when you leave Boardman High School, right? But what you've done, the legacy that you have created here as part of this team, what are you most proud of?
I think just the fact that what
are you most proud of? No, from the standpoint of, oh, you're fine. Tough question. That's why they pay me the big bucks. What are you most proud of about what you have left behind? What people look to you when Mackenzie and when MC and when Coach Hammerton and all the girls look to you? What are you most proud of that you're leaving behind?
I think when I got hurt, a lot of people kind of just assumed like she's not gonna come back the same, and I think the fact that I came back and I feel like I have made a difference on the field and the court. I just want people to look up to me and be like, she never gave up. She is a hard worker, and anything's possible when you put your mind to it and you just work for it.
I will tell you this, a little secret. Nobody watches this anyway. With you going to Westminster, I am incredibly, incredibly proud and excited because I love when people get the same opportunities of the great education that I received. But I'm extra proud of you because there was a moment this season, Donnie and I were doing a game. You came up and did an interview. You go in there for soccer, but all of a sudden there's in the back of your mind like, hey, I want to keep playing this game that I love in basketball. What made you kind of shift, I guess, towards maybe being maybe calm down, Coach Scott, being a two-sport athlete in college?
So originally I didn't think soccer was ever gonna be an option. But then I decided to go to a soccer camp like 2 days before it happened, and I went there and I started talking to the coach, and that's kind of where all that'll happen. And then my basketball I didn't really think was gonna be this. I didn't know because from last season it was getting better, but I didn't know if it was like college better. But when I stepped out on the court for the first game this season, I felt like a new person almost, like just with everything, and sorry,
You're good.
no, I just thought like maybe I can do it. Like if I feel like I was definitely making progress. I'm getting better, and I mean, there's obviously stuff I can still improve on, but I just feel like if I have that drive, I think I can do it.
Incredible. From a Spartan to a Titan, all she's doing is changing swords, ladies and gentlemen. But you're not done slaying dragons here with the maroon and white.
Nope.
So excited. Sam Duble, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us. You're a legend. And I can't wait for kids all over Boardman to want to be just like you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Thank you so much. More